Hello and welcome back. Let me get right into today's video. You must talk to yourself with utmost care because your self-talk has the potential to ruin your life. Yes, it could stop you from getting to your dreams. It could stop you from having the life that you want to have. It could stop you from having the relationships that you want to have. It could hamper every single aspect of your life. Yes, your self-talk, the communication that you have with your own self, that cloud of thoughts which is always there in your mind, that self-clutter which is ever present. Yes, that has the potential to ruin your life. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are someone who wants to become a good presenter. You want to become someone who can give a very good presentation. You want to improve your presentation skills. And let's say your organization, your company gives you an opportunity to present in front of a big audience. You prepare for that presentation and eventually you deliver that presentation as well. And once the presentation ends, a colleague of yours walks up to you and says, "Hey, that was really well done. It was a good job. Great presentation." Now, if you are someone who has negative self-talk, then a voice will pop up in your head and it will tell you, don't believe that person. Don't believe that person. And it will justify that by giving you several reasons. It could say that, what does that person know? Had you seen that person present the other day? He has no clue of how one needs to present. It would try its best to justify the fact that you are not going to receive that compliment. On the other hand, if you are someone who has positive self-talk, you would accept that compliment. You would let that compliment in. But does that mean that your presentation skills have improved drastically? You have become an excellent presenter? No, maybe not. But at the same time, you can accept that compliment because that means at least one person, at least a single person in the audience felt that you did a good job, that you were able to give a good presentation. Now, this is what happens if you have negative self-talk. This is just one scenario where your negative self-talk would stop you from making the progress that you want to make. How? Because you won't accept that compliment and hence you would not get the positive energy which will help you to move on towards your goal with confidence. That's bound to happen. This is just one scenario, but your self-talk is going to be with you throughout the day. Let's say you get up in the morning and you are half an hour late. You will get up and you will start cursing yourself. You will tell yourself things like, why can't you just get up on time? You never get up on time. You are such a pathetic person. And let's say because of that, you get late for your office and your boss scolds you. The self-talk will get further demeaning. It will only get more and more demeaning. Now there is something that we need to understand about our self-talk. Our self-talk is a representation of our internal belief systems. It's an extension of our internal belief systems. By looking at our self-talk, we can easily gauge how our belief systems look like. Let me give you an example of a belief system. Let's say your belief system about money, about wealth is something like this. You think that money is a bad thing and anyone who owns money, who owns some wealth is a bad person. Let's say this is your belief system. And let's say your goal is to make some wealth, to make some money. That's your goal. Now, if you look at your goal and your belief system, they are not in sync with each other. Your belief system says that money is a bad thing, but your goal is to make some money. Now, there is a definite gap between the two. It's not in line. It's not in sync. They are not congruent. And if this happens, you would not be able to get to your goals. You will either have to change your goal or your belief system. Now, this belief system could be evident from the self-talk that you would be having. When you would look at someone who has some wealth, some money, you might say that, hey, listen, that person is not a good person. He has accumulated that wealth by doing something shady. That's how your self-talk is going to be. And whenever you set yourself a goal for earning more money than you currently have, you set yourself a goal to increase your salary, the first thing that might pop to your head would be, hey man, don't be so greedy. Why are you being so greedy? Your talk with respect to money would be negative. And it would be negative in a sense that you would not be able to accumulate money / wealth in your own life. So what you need to do is stand guard in your mind and see what does your self-talk look like. Become aware of it. Become conscious about it. What is it that you say to yourself about different things? Understand it. And once you see and notice that this self-talk is not in harmony, is not congruent with your goals, with your dreams, you must stop talking like that. You must change the words. You must change the sentences. Like we just saw, in case of a goal of acquiring wealth, of making some money, your self-talk cannot be something which is negative as far as money/wealth goes. It has to be positive about it. When you look at a person who's rich, your self-talk should go and think about all the qualities that this person might have, all the effort that this person might have put in to acquire that kind of wealth, to make that kind of money. That's how your self-talk should be. It shouldn't think negatively about the person. And maybe it's a possibility that that person might have accumulated wealth by doing something shady, but your first instinct, your initial self-talk cannot be that. Because if you talk in those regards about money, your goals of accumulating wealth, your goals of making money would be very, very far away and you would not be able to achieve them. And this is the case with every other goal in your life, every other dream that you have. Your self-talk has to be in harmony with this goal of yours. And there is one more reason why it's very important. I told you that your self-talk is a representation, is an extension of your belief systems. But the other way around is also true. If you keep on talking to yourself in a way, in a certain way, very soon that would end up becoming your belief system. Let me give you an example. If you keep on saying that, hey man, you're stupid, how can you make such stupid decisions? How can you do this? If you keep on talking to yourself in this way, very soon your belief system about your own intelligence would be that you are not a smart person. You are someone who is stupid. And you really don't want to think about yourself in that way. In order to get to your goals, in order to turn your dreams into reality, your self-talk has to be in congruence with the dreams and the goals. They cannot be against it. So stand guard in the theater of your mind. Make sure the words that you use, the sentences that you use are positive. Make sure they are working in your favor and not against you. So talk to yourself with utmost care, because your self-talk has the power, has the potential to ruin your life. All the best to you. Until next time, goodbye.